welcome to my channel. My name is Kaya and you're watching Vroom Vroom Kaya. On today's video, we're gonna be talking about Las Vegas Grand Prix. I've been waiting for this Grand Prix the whole year because it's the most exciting one, the fun one, because of the celebrity, the vibe, and especially because it's a night race. All that fun, everything was very nice when I watched it. But my European girls and boys, European fans, know the struggle. Waking up at 5 a.m. in the morning to watch the race, the quali, the FP1 and FP2 and FP3, it was chaos. So, I didn't wake up for neither FP1, FP2 and FP3 and quali. I had to rewatch them the next morning because I just didn't have energy, and because that was I think Friday, like at 1 p.m. That same day, Friday, I had an exam in the school, so my mom told me not to stay up late because, of course, I don't want to get a bad grade. So I was like, okay, I will not, but I will rewatch it after school, which I did. Also, before the race, I set my alarm at 4:50 a.m., 10 minutes before the race, and at 5 a.m. in case I don't wake up at that 4. What happened, basically, I overslept. I was late 1 hour. So I joined on a lap 33, I think, but I rewatched again the whole race. And it's not that I overslept. I usually wake up at any alarm I put on. It's because I have this. Do you see this? Yes. This is a roof window, whatever you call it. And we had literal rain and ice cubes falling onto the window, and all the girls, all the boys, everyone knows how loud that can be. So because of how much it was raining and banging on the glass of the window, I couldn't wake up. I couldn't hear the alarm, but I woke up due to that. And when I woke up, I was like, why is it so loud? And I checked my phone to time because, maybe I woke up earlier than the race, just to check up. I check up like, what's the time? It was 6 a.m. and I missed half of the race. And I was like to myself saying, oh my God, I'm so stupid.
I am stupid. I switch off everything.
I have one job. But to be honest, it's not my fault. It's the windows and the rains and the ice cubes' fault. So I blame that on the window, not me. Enough of me yapping, let's get into the whole Las Vegas Grand Prix weekend. So, of course, we're going to start off by Friday. On Friday, we have FP1 and FP2, usual Friday. In FP1, nothing much happened, clean race. It was slightly raining, but nothing catastrophic, it was fine. So, we're just going to get to the results. The results of FP1 were first place Charles Leclerc, second place Alex Albon, and third place Yuki Tsunoda. FP2 was chaotic because we had red flags, more of them. Not to be dramatic, only 2 of them, but still. Anyway, it happened because a marshal reported and noticed that near the turn 17, a manhole or a drain, whatever you want to call it, was slightly moving. And mind you, that could be dangerous for the cars because they could get the damage, the lower parts and the tires. So the session was stopped. The drivers went into the pit lane while the marshal tried to fix that. Also, while red flag, do you know like the big ball, whatever you want to call it, like in Las Vegas near the track, basically was shining red, letting the whole Las Vegas know that it was red flag. Obviously, because Formula 1 is one of the biggest events in the world. Come on. The session again started. The red flag again repeated because of the same issue. Again, the manhole wasn't fixed at that time, but they fixed it for the other sessions that were going to happen. So basically, FP2 finished earlier than usual. Result of FP2. Lando Norris, Kimi Antonelli, and Charles Leclerc. In FP3, at the beginning of the session, it was a bit slippery, but over time it dried. The track. In FP3, at the beginning of the session, the track was a little bit slippery, but over time it dried. McLaren had a rough time because Piastri lost telemetry, whatever that means, and Norris's cars had electrical problems. Overall, most of the drivers had a clean laps, nothing too crazy. We also had a yellow flag that was after Alex Albon slid off at turn 5. Also, Stroll got a grid penalty because he was overtaking during double yellow flags. Results of FP3: George Russell, Max Verstappen, and Alex Albon. Time for quali. Quali started wet, so most of the drivers, as I remember, I think all of them had wet tires. We know that F1 community doesn't really like wets. It's not because we are against them. They really help drivers, especially in poor conditions like this one, because it was literally pouring rain, so I understand why every driver took wets. But they don't use it as often as you think. When there's a slight drizzle or there's like a little bit of rain, they won't use them. So we used to say that, we still say that they're kind of useless. But, because not every time is raining. So now they were used. Now, I forgot English completely. First of all, wet tires, please don't get this really personal, but we just think they're useless. It's pouring so much rain that the
visibility also was extremely poor.
Except for the pouring rain, we had a shocker, which was Lewis Hamilton starting P20. Exactly. Sir Lewis Hamilton was starting P20 from the back of the grid. Why is this a shock? For those who don't know, he's a 7-time world champion. But also, we need to, put it in our brains that this is his first time in a Ferrari. Ferrari is completely different than Mercedes. And, he needs to get used to the car in poor condition like this one. This whole year has been tough for Lewis Hamilton, but I hope next year is going to be a better one for him and for other drivers as well. So Lando Norris started in the race first on pole position. Then a second place right behind Max Verstappen started, and then Carlos Sainz. Of course, my reaction: frog with the team. So starting grid itself, nothing really changed except that Yuki Star was starting from the pit lane because he had some changes after qualifying to his car. So let's get to the race itself. So the turn 1 was, for me, clear chaos. Like, so much happened in the first few seconds. So first of all, Max overtook Lando because Lando was a little bit late on the brakes and went really wide, and that's the moment Max overtook him. While they were overtaking each other, of course, cars at the back will also start attacking, and that attacking started really wrong. First of all, we had a contact between Oscar Piastri and Liam Lawson, but it was a small contact, just tire against tire. But then we had a little bigger contact between Gabriel Bortoleto and Stroll, which Gabriel Bortoleto was really, really late on the brakes. Really late on brakes, and unfortunately crashed into Stroll. But not a huge crash. Everyone was fine. He So imagine this was Gabriel Bortoleto and this was like Stroll. And Gabriel Bortoleto into the turn and boom. And when you kick off one car, the other car is gonna kick the other cars and it's gonna be just messy. After that contact between Gabriel Bortoleto and Liam Lawson, Gabriel Bortoleto got a 10-second penalty. And after that 10-second penalty, he retired, as well as Stroll, because he had his car damaged. Also noted for the Qatar Grand Prix, a little note that Gabriel Bortoleto will be starting in the Qatar Grand Prix a little bit behind, no matter where he finishes, because he got a grid penalty because of that contact with Stroll. He will be getting 5-place grid penalty. So, for example, for new fans, if he finishes the quali on the pole position, he will have to go 5 grid places back, which is the 5th position. And anywhere else on the grid he finishes, he will have to go 5 places back. Let me see what we have. I mean, what is a race with no drama in attacking? So we had 3 cars fighting for what position was it? I think for 4th position. Yes, I think, yeah. For 4th position? I don't know. But it was Kimi Antonelli, Oscar Piastri, and Leclerc. So literally, this was the rookie, Kimi, and then right behind him, Oscar, and right behind Oscar, Leclerc. And I think that happened, I think that was going on the whole 15 laps till the end of the race, which was crazy. But it stayed, as I said, Kimi, Oscar, and then Charles Leclerc. I also forgot to mention that Alexander Albon retired as well. I don't know the reason, because I haven't done any research on that, but I'll put it somewhere here if I find out what was the reason. Well, Max Verstappen finished first on the grid, and then Lando Norris, and then George Russell. Now, here's what happened after the race. Shocking news to all worldwide McLaren fans. Both of the McLarens got disqualified from the race because, let me just read it, because their skid blocks were measured less than 9 millimeters. So those skid blocks are, I think, a part of the car that is supposed to be somewhere down, somewhere behind the car or down the car. I'm not really sure. You'll have to ask engineers about this, not me. But basically, stewards require that skid blocks must be 9 millimeters, and their skid blocks were less than 9 millimeters, which caused them to be disqualified from the race. So because of that, the whole finish result changed. Max Verstappen stayed first, then we had George Russell, and then Kimi Antonelli. First of all, this is the 3rd podium for the rookie Kimi Antonelli. Congratulations to all of the winners. Also, honorable mention that Lewis Hamilton, who started at P20, finished P8, which is good, and because he's a master at overtaking, especially because Las Vegas is a mostly straight track, so he had an option, and also he got an advantage while the chaos was happening at the first turn of the race and first lap. He just overtook that mess, just went on with his day like nothing happened, and then because of that, he went to P12, and then he also did some magic with overtaking drivers and finished P8. Now time for the World Champions talk. We're gonna be having this after every single race till the end of the year, because we still have 2 Grand Prix left and 1 sprint race. Drivers that can still win mathematically the World Champions are Max Verstappen, Oscar Piastri, and Lando Norris. Max Verstappen has the same amount of points like Oscar Piastri. They both have 366 points, while Lando Norris is a little bit ahead of them and has 390 points. It can all change. There's many possibilities what can happen if one of them DNFs or if one of them retires or gets disqualified. A lot of options can happen in these last two races, which is really, really important us to follow and watch and what happens. By the way, this race, Max was on a like high edge, because if he had finished third or lower, he wouldn't have no longer any chance to win the world championships. But we have still two races, one sprint qualifying, and three contenders for the world champions battle, whatever you want to call it. Super excited for the last races, of course, and I want there to be spice. We want to be excited. We want there be drama for the last race. We don't want it to be boring, and every single fan needs drama. Anyway, that's it that you have from me. I explained the whole weekend to you guys. I really thank you for watching this video. It means a lot to me because I just started this channel. Love you guys, and see you at the Qatar Grand Prix or in the next video. Bye bye. While editing this video, I saw that I didn't mention that Las Vegas Grand Prix was the last Grand Prix of the F1 Academy season. So all the girlies out there, hello and congratulations to all of you, especially to Dorian, who won the World Championships with Mercedes in F1 Academy. You got all my congratulations to every single girl on the grid and all the girls who want to accomplish their dreams in driving in F1 Academy and maybe one day in Formula 1. You never know. Anyways, that's it from me, guys. I love you.